Please welcome Kristen Johnston from her home in LA. Kristen, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
We see you, feel you. I'm sure you heard the reaction from our audience. I know you grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and to film this movie in Wisconsin and have that nostalgia, that had to be emotional to some degree. What was it like for you?
I hadn't spent a lot of quality time there since I was 17. So being able to spend months there and get to know my friends from high school again, it was incredible. It was so great.
It is surreal how much things change when you go back home. Like, I'm from Luling, Texas, this small town,
Yeah.
and we think that small towns don't change, but then there's my mom. She's like, you know they got a new HEB. I'm like, it's like, yes, Mom, I know, the HEB has expanded. Did you see that? I mean, things change, and it does remind us when we go back home how much life has changed for the people still there and for us.
Yeah, it's true. It was so different. Milwaukee, the Midwest in sort of the 70s when I was a kid was very different. Now it's all, everything's redone. They've got like gorgeous museums everywhere. I mean, it's turned into this from the city that I was like, okay, whatever, it's the Midwest when I was growing up. This really cosmopolitan.
Oh, it's very cosmopolitan. This film is beautiful because at the heart of it is a story of a man coming to grips with his past drinking problem and what it costs him. You were very open with your memoir in 2012, I believe it was, where you talked about your own battles with addiction. I think you described it at that time as an abusive relationship. There is value, as you saw in the memoir back then, as you see in why this story will connect in this film. There's value in looking back at the past. How do you believe it helped you most?
You have to be pretty honest with yourself. It's certainly the core of the 12-step program. It's really being bluntly honest, looking in the mirror and being able to understand what has happened to you and really, they call it an amends. You have to talk to the people in your life you damaged or hurt.
You had to do that as well, go back and talk to the people in the past?
I had to, and I wanted to. It's really about, taking responsibility for yourself and just saying, look, I need to get better. And in order to do this, I have to admit to you the mistakes I've made in our relationship.
It is an exercise, I think, whether you were in any kind of treatment or wherever you are in your life, the exercise of looking back, and especially people you think that you hurt, and how you can redo that, and now calling them to say, I'm sorry for what I did. That's a big past thing that I get butterflies in my stomach thinking about, like going through my old phone Rolodex.
It's horrible, but I will say, I've been sober a long time now, but I now have such deep, happy relationship with people. Like I was saying to my mom, I saw her for the premiere. I went back to Milwaukee and I had breakfast with her, and I just said, I'm gonna cry maybe. But I said, I am so grateful that I'm with you right now, that I'm able to hug you and I'm able to spend this time with you as a sober person. And she was like,